And we should be live. Make sure we're over here. Yep, we are live. Good evening, everybody. Blue Dooley here. And as you can see, we're driving a fairly long wheelbase International 99i. And painted it in the DLC breast cancer awareness paint you can get from SCS. It's on Steam. The mods I'm using on the truck, all the upgrade parts, painted parts, all that stuff is all available on the Steam Workshop. So there's a lot of parts for it, and I'm really glad to see the truck get some love. The powder coated grill, air cleaner, and stacks, those look fantastic. I wish we could black out all the chrome on all the trucks. That's just me though. So I'm going to get a link shared, and then we'll find something to haul. So I'm going. I also need to mute myself so I don't have an echo. 1 minute. My weekend's been kind of productive. Pretty nice weekend, all things considered. Alright, so that's shared. Now we can move this little box over here. More. Back a bit. Alright, there we go. So I've messed with some settings in OBS, so hopefully everything sounds and looks good. Need to adjust my filter a little bit to get rid of some grain, I guess. See, in the preview it doesn't look that bad. So I apparently need to adjust it on the screen that I am looking at, not the screen that the filter's in. Okay. There we go. Bring you up. And bring the game up. So yeah, the truck is got a long, low chassis. A little lower than I particularly care for, but thankfully with the adjustable suspension the trucks have now, you can just raise the front end up back to where you want it. Get my headphones on. And let's see here. We've got a couple other things we need to do real quick. Yeah, at least the green screen. I don't know why, but blonde hair apparently makes the green screen do weird things. That's interesting. So, let's see here. Yeah, thought I'd check out some mods. So I am on a profile that has 67 mods currently active and a squizzillion dollars. Okay, maybe not a squizzillion dollars, like 50 million. So, oops. And yeah. That's it. As I've done some looking around, if you want to make money fast in American Truck Sim, just haul lowboys. They pay the highest per mile out of any trailer, even compared to hazmat. The lowboys just pay better. We got those taken care of. We got that link shared. That truck is. I tell you what, that red is just absolutely stunning. The blacked out air cleaners, stacks, that grill. If I could get that blackout on the tank, that'd be really good. The only problem with it is I've noticed a lot of mod trucks now. Nobody knows what a carrier bearing is. You wouldn't have one-piece drive shaft that long on the truck because it would actually bow under its own weight and then get a really horrific vibration. Also, paint matched my trailer to the truck pretty closely, so we are up in Sandpoint. And we got a cotton harvester we could run over to Tacoma, Washington. Yeah, $94.34 a mile. And that's not even by sorting. I'm sorting by weight, not price. So if we go price, there you go, Stumper from Sandpoint, Idaho to Texarkana, $110 a mile. That gives us $230,000 in one trip. I don't think you're going to find that much just running any other trailer. So I kind of like that cotton harvester. I haven't hauled one of those before. We'll go ahead and make $94.34 a mile with a cotton harvester from Sandpoint, Idaho to Tacoma, Washington. And this particular profile, I've got a lot of miles and stuff on. So like I said, I've got a substantial amount of money as I've been playing it a while and cheated a little bit. But I now have enough drivers that I can buy a truck, and in 2 days my drivers will have made me back all the money I spent on the truck. So we're up here. Of course, it is 1 o'clock in the morning, but the trailer is mostly painted to match, so check my truck audio and adjust my headphones. Between the stretch on the truck and the quad axle lowboy, we're fairly long setup here. So it looks like we got to head back into town because we're up here at a Logan base camp. We got to get back into town and get the cotton harvester picked up. Apparently bumped that truck. But the 9900 International is a DLC truck. And I don't remember if it's a free DLC or if it's paid DLC. I don't remember. I've had it long enough. I got it as soon as it came out, so. But the 72-inch sleeper with this really long chassis is a mod. All the blacked out parts are a mod. The paint job is, of course, paid for Steam DLC. I believe they were actually donating like a couple bucks it was to cancer research. I don't know if they're still doing that, but I want to say when the mod initially came out, that's what they were doing. If they're still doing that, I can't comment on. I don't know. Well, wind our way down the mountain here. Go pick up cotton harvester. Always enjoy checking out some new truck mods and things, and I really like the fact that this truck got some more mod support besides just SCS support. I have a stop sign. But just because I'm not a fan of the Peterbilts and Kenworths, I prefer the Internationals and the Max. Coming a little hot. I could get a mod that makes the train's length a little more realistic, but I don't want to be stuck sitting at railroad crossings forever. In-game trains are long enough. Get a accurate length train out here in the West, and we'd be sitting here for 15-20 minutes in real life. And that's with the train doing 65-70 out in the middle of nowhere. No. But I hope everyone had a good weekend. Like I said, mine was pretty productive. Got some chores done, made some videos. Friday night, I beat Armored Core 6, which I thought was going to be nigh impossible the way it started out, but watched some tutorials, adjusted my playstyle a bit, and ended up doing fairly well. I mean, I won't say it was graceful or pretty, but I have now gotten all 3 endings to AC6, and I have actually played every mission available in the game now, so all that's left is to finish up some analysis on the arena, and that should get me the last of the weapons I need to have all the parts and weapons and things. Let's see here, can we pull in, or we got it back in? Okay, we can just pull right up next to the building. That's cool. The truck is currently running Nelligame engine. I decided not to put a mod engine in it. And we got 600 horsepower ISX 15 in here, so we have plenty of horsepower. Not going to worry about perfection because we're just getting loaded. I am playing on a Xbox controller, wired one. And the trailer is also a mod because you can't get a 4-axle lowboy in game, but it's on Steam as well. We're going to go outside the truck for a minute, just because I'm curious as to see how they tied the cotton harvester down. So we got chain and a binder over the hub, which I don't believe is correct. I think I would rather chain it to the actual tractor chassis. And we have some trains around some random. Yeah, that's not going to hold it. SCS definitely needs to definitely needs some help on how to tie things down to the trailers correctly. Those beams aren't going to do anything. But, okay. Enough picking on the game devs. We'll get out of here. They're game devs. They're not truck drivers. They don't know how to tie things down. I also got some. Not lighting up. Yeah, the truck's usually sitting way low like that, so I aired it up a little bit so it's in leveler, I should say. Make sure we miss the container, don't catch any of those axles on that curb back there. So we could actually probably. Yeah, I don't think we'll pull in there to weigh. We'll probably get a weigh station here. Shouldn't be much traffic. It's only 3:30 in the morning. Helps if I'm in the right gear. See, as you can see, a little above my head, we got 50 million in the bank. We're doing all right. I started a new playthrough that I'm actually not using any cheat mods to speed up the gameplay. If I'm just not checking out a mod, I'll probably switch over to that profile for streaming. I think my only complaint about the mod is the lights you put on the back of the cab they're not lit when the rest of your park lights are. Be nice if they did brake and turn and park or running, whatever you want to call them. Yeah. Four axle logo is pretty nice setup. It is kind of one of those things, it'd be almost impossible to put every configuration you can do in real life in the game. I do wish the Mac, the international, this international 9300 Eagle and the Freightliners, I wish they all had lift axles on them because you can get them that way in real life. And an 8x4 setup is pretty common up here in the Northwest. It's also fairly common up in Canada. Far out there. Oops. Didn't seem to impede traffic at all, so we're all right. I don't think anybody's going to be using the crosswalk at this time of day anyways. Thanks for hanging back there, car. That was super polite of you. Should have adjusted my controller key bindings before I logged in the game. Oh well. We'll worry about that another day. So next week we'll have some video out on Grand Hauler and the snowplow because I'll get some more work done on them. Now that my lights I needed came in. I need another Y harness for the Grand Hauler. I might, instead of soldering one up, I might just go to the local hobby store and see if he's got one in stock. As I need a Y harness for the lift axle servos. The truck has a lift axle on it, and the trailer, when I get it built, will have 2 lift axles. So instead of controlling them separately, because I'm pretty much out of channels at this point, I'll just have them both raise and lower at the same time with the truck. The snowplow just needs lights wired up and then final assembly. Then all I need to do is wait for some snow. Charge up the battery I got for it and sit down in the garage out of the wind and plow the driveway with the snowplow. That's the plan anyways. Not sure if that's going to work out or not, but that's alright. Scarlett made us $1,600. So she must have had a short trip or a light load somewhere. The still have my turn signal on. On this profile I do have some graphics mods and some sound mods, and I have some paid mods. Like I said, I got 67 mods currently on this profile. So the weather and the vegetation are both mods. So that's why my vegetation looks a little better than vanilla. But it is on Steam. Except for some engine sounds and a single truck. Pretty much all the mods I have are available on Steam. There's some other ones I've seen on the SCS forums, but you have to join a Facebook group. And I can't ever seem to get joined. It's like, I would like to pay you money for the truck you made. Actually, I have 2 mods, or 2 trucks that were paid mods. The Superliner, and then I have a Ford LTL 9000 that was also paid for. And quite honestly, isn't as well done as the other paid or even some free mods. Come on, upshift. We got a stretched, slightly lowered International 9900. Blacked out all the chrome I could. The wheels and tires are in-game assets. And then the trailer's just been painted to match. As I'm just a firm believer in paint match trailers. As even the dash has been paint matched along with some of the interior trim. And I put some stuff in the back, got my pillow in my duffel bag. And I bet we don't know how to merge. Yes, we don't know how to merge. So that's quite aggravating. There's someone right on our tailpipe, of course. Well, good thing we have traffic offenses off because I don't want to feel like sitting here all day waiting for them to figure their shit out. You guys need to learn how to drive. The AI really struggles with merging. Really, really struggles with merging. Yeah, not a lot of miles on this truck yet because I've only made a couple deliveries with it so far. But I just really kind of wanted to check out some of the parts add-ons and upgrades that the mod added to the trucks. I'm not sure if it's the paint that's kind of causing a little issue there at the windshield or if it's maybe a mod conflict. Yeah, we'll set the cruise at 61. Nobody's going to care. Paint matched mirrors. Bumper paint matched. The paint match fenders didn't quite line up right, and I think that is just because the fenders are from a different mod. So the wheelbase doesn't quite add up, or they're just the mounting bracket on the truck mod is a little off for the other fenders. But really glad that somebody gave the Old International some more love and support. I'd absolutely drive one of these every day over a Peterbilt or a Kenworth. Same with a Mac. And I've driven a high number of Freightliners. And I gotta tell you, Peterbilts and Kenworths aren't all that special. And just like real life, I got out to pass, you sped up. It really is like real life. Except my office chair is a lot more comfortable than most truck seats. Although the Mac I got right now is pretty comfortable. Global Mills. I believe that's kind of a spoof on General. Thomas made his 26,000. Yeah, I think I've already paid for the truck. Both in the couple of things I've hauled with it and all my drivers making money. Getting off. Yep. What else has been going on to talk about? I got volunteered to do dash cam testing for work. We are going to purchase dash cams for all company vehicles, which I have mentioned to the higher up several times that we should have them. And since I have told my direct boss we should have them, and finally the other execs have agreed with him that we should have them, he picked me to be one of the people testing them, partly because I own one. I have willingly put one in my truck for a while now. There's a whole dash cam playlist on my YouTube channel. So he knows I'm used to having the camera in the truck already, and then because I have mentioned to him I've worked for places that had driver-facing dash cams in the past. He knew I was already comfortable with it, so I have one more week with the current system we're testing. Can't tell you who makes it off the top of my head, but it's called the Driver Eye. And the dash cam will actually talk to the driver. There's so much you can configure on that system, and it does tie into the truck's tracking software we already have in the truck, because we have an outside source third-party vehicle tracking software, which monitors idle time, speed, obviously its location, but so the fact that the camera tied into that is why we decided to test it first. From a driver's perspective, the camera wasn't actually that bad. When it does talk to you, because I think we're going to see what other things it can tell the driver, because right now I know it'll tell you if you're following too close, and if you maintain a speed and the speed limit drops. If the camera doesn't sense that you're already decelerating, it'll say, please slow down. It's not intrusive, it's not surprising. It's about the volume of your cell phone, or my cell phone doing GPS. I don't know how loud everybody else's phone gets, but I have an Android phone, so. But it did take my boss a little while to configure the dashboard. He said it wasn't very user-friendly on their end. to configure what alerts it gave. You can change all the parameters, like when it will alert or how much force in any direction it has to send an alert. If it alerts you when the driver's not wearing a seatbelt, if it alerts you when the driver's falling too close, it is quite an advanced system. But I did get to play around with it on my supervisor's computer because for him, it's really easy to check the dash cam on the software he uses. You just log into the truck tracking software and click on the truck, and on the right side of the screen it'll tell you the truck's unit number, its VIN number, current mileage, if we've assigned a driver to it or not, its current speed, miles, idle time, and then underneath all of that, if the camera's connected, it'll list you the camera events. So I was easily able to go in on his computer, and again, getting the software to communicate with the people who are using it is a little clunky because it didn't show everything. It didn't show him all of the things it was showing someone else, and that person still wasn't getting all the things that the head boss was getting. So very clunky user interface, and there was also no cell phone app for it, which I know sounds a little bit silly, but if the boss is at a meeting or the safety guy's out at a location and maybe doesn't have his laptop open, and he gets an email from the thing saying there's an alert, he can't just check it on his phone. He has to get his laptop out, fired up, or log in on a regular computer to use that side of the software. So from that aspect, we're not terribly thrilled with it. And I also told the boss I think the camera is big enough that in a truck like this, any semi-truck, since it doesn't have a rear view mirror, there's plenty of space to put it. On a pickup truck with a rear view, it might be too big to tuck behind the rear view camera, so it might be in more people's line of sight. So I got it for another week because they decided they want to test 4. So Friday of this week, I'll take the truck in and the mechanic will switch it out. And everybody will have to relearn a new system, which I don't think the mechanic and our safety guy ever really 100% figured out in the first place, so I don't think that's really going to matter. I told him I think most of the adjustments or most of the settings for what we want are we're right where they kind of needed to be. The only problem I saw from it, from what they wanted, is the camera is speed sensitive and it turns the driver facing camera off after 3 minutes. So like if you're taking a lunch break or something, the camera's not recording it. It turns on after you get above 5 miles an hour, which if you have to back up a long way, you're not going to get above that 5 miles an hour, so the camera never turns on if you're backing up a long ways. And that's something they kind of want to monitor because, well, we've had a few people back into things. And you back into something with a, what are they, I think 5,000 or 6,000 pound forklift hanging off the back of the truck. Whatever you back into is probably going to lose unless it's stouter than the forklift. So we'll see what at the end of the week what the next one's like. Yes, we know. At least there's no bypass lane, so we shouldn't have a traffic congestion like we did with the last one. Kind of a cool looking charger. Purple with black racing stripes. I'll dig it. Red, 111,000 pounds. The cotton harvester's pretty stout. Of course, the quad axle low boy probably isn't very light either. But I'm actually pretty happy that the boss trusts my opinion enough to have picked me to actually be one of the guinea pigs for the dash cam. Again, because he knows I'm familiar with them, I support them, and since I'm familiar with the different brands of them already, I can give him better feedback from the driver's perspective. Because of course, corporate wants the cameras, but of course they don't want to just go out and buy the most expensive camera there is, and they also don't want to just go out and buy the cheapest camera there is. So they want to find one with features we like, shows the information we want them to show, and at a price we are agreeable to pay. So the next cameras we'll have for just a week. This one I'll have for a little over 2. So I'll we'll play with this one a little bit more for this week, and then like I said, end of this week we'll switch them out. All next week we'll play around with the dash cam and see if we like the software on supervisor end a little better, if the camera's more intrusive or less intrusive than the one we just currently tried, if the video quality is there. I will have to ask the boss. I didn't even think about it when I was talking to him Friday after work, to see if he will let me download some of the files so I can do a video on them. Come on, drop that last 2 mile an hour. Yes. As the cameras we're looking at are substantially more expensive than the cameras I have shown on my channel, and I use in my personal vehicle as well as the truck. Of course, since we're buying truck or fleet cameras, they don't want me running mine in it, which is kind of a bummer, because I kind of like sharing the dash cam footage with people. The boss did say he did not believe us 100% when we tell him how stupid people are around trucks. And yeah, the camera we're currently using would tell me if I was following too close, but it would also give him an alert that I was following too close. And 99% of the time, it was not that I was following too close, it's that whoever was passing me cut over in front of me, and they were too close when they came over into my lane. You don't have to brake. Just throttle. So that was kind of an eye-opener to him. He did not realize it happened that frequently. And I told him, I was like, well, kind of one of the reasons I think we should have had is now you, John, and, you know, anyone else in the company who doesn't drive a vehicle can kind of see, oh, yeah, those guys aren't making that shit up. Which, you know, some people embellish the truth a little bit. I just tell it the way it happened. But even then, still, some people don't believe you. Our stackers occasionally listen to music a little too loud. And the town we're in does have a noise ordinance, and yes, the times we're at work, there is no noise ordinance in effect. And I said, I understand that, but you also need to understand that people get in moods, and if somebody's walking by when you're playing some of the music you play, as loud as you play it, they'll be in a mood and just decide, you know what, screw these guys, I hate that music, and just walk right into the office and demand you turn it off. Because that's the way people are. I was like, I speak from experience. I know that one of these days you'll be just minding your own business and somebody will have an issue with the music and they'll demand you turn it off. And I told him, I was like, that's why I'm telling you, you need to kind of keep the volume down a little bit. I don't want you to not have it. I want you to have music. Makes the day go by a little faster. Thanks for that, you stupid sons of... Anyways. Alright, what's the hold up? Just as bad as real life. So. And I pointed that out to the boss about the GPS. I was like, the cameras with the GPS, when somebody calls to complain about something, you can go, well, actually, we don't have a truck in that area, so it was not one of our trucks you're complaining about. And then they'll argue about it, and whoever they're talking to go, well, you can come in and look at the truck's GPS, and I can show you exactly where every one of my trucks were and how fast they were going at the time you called them in, where they were within 20 seconds. Because I think that's how long it takes the GPS system to ping. It pings the truck's location every 20 seconds. That's like when those people called Josh about one of us texting on the phone. Like, dash cam and the GPS will either say we were in the area or that we were really on our phone. And if we were, you can go, well, according to the driver-facing camera and my GPS, the truck not only was not in the area you said it is, but they were absolutely not on their phone at the time you say they were. So you can suck it. I'm sure they'll be a little more professional than that, but that's why I'm not a boss, because if somebody called in to complain about something, and I looked it up and I didn't have a driver in a truck in the area they said it were, I'd be like, well, according to my software, I don't have a truck where you say there were, so you can go pound sand. Maybe do something more with your life than call and complain. Why are your hazards on? I don't know, you're a mistake. You probably don't even know why you have your hazards on. So the other thing, myself and one other driver is testing the cameras. We'll, here in a few weeks after we've tested them all, we'll have a meeting with safety officers, or the safety guys, the mechanic. We have a couple of mechanics, but one of them's kind of in charge of our DOT ratings and making sure the trucks are registered, their annual inspections are done, and we're following all the things we need to follow and dotting all our I's and crossing all our T's. So we'll have a meeting with him, and then probably some of the higher up execs, and we'll go over what features we like, what features we don't, and then we'll have to have a discussion about what our company policies are going to be about certain things. Because like this current camera, you would actually have a box for what you're seeing on screen was the camera. You'd have a box telling you how far it was away from everything, and have a box around all the lights. It could tell if the light was red, green, yellow, or whatever, how far away from it, how close to the edge of the roads the signs are. So if the truck can tell, if the camera can tell if you're weaving in the lane, I mean, yes, that is something you should be concerned about, but at the same time, if I'm 13 feet wide, I'm going to have to weave in the lane just to make sure I'm not smacking the load on things on the side of the road. Would I turn in here? Yes, I do. Or I guess I could have pulled in here, but whatever. So those kind of things are super duper important. You know, the guys who aren't hauling oversized, yeah, maybe we need to have it monitor their lane usage a little more than me. But I don't think this corner was planned well. Well, at least it let me trigger it, so. Cell phone usage is another thing. Now, company policy currently is you can't use your cell phone at all. And state regulations say you can use it if your hand's free. Does it look close? That's a lousy place to park us. But at the same time, again, there are places we go, you just can't pull a truck over to answer the phone. You know, not even just taking oversized loads out of the equation. We go down a lot of 2-lane roads. There's no place to pull a truck over to answer the phone. And if I'm waiting for the contractor to call me back and tell me where the road is I'm looking for, it doesn't do me any good to drive 3 miles past where I need to go to a wide spot in the road to answer the phone, to now try to figure out how to turn around a truck and a trailer. So I'm sure that'll be, I won't say a heated discussion, but it's going to be a topic that I don't think some of those people are going to want to give any leniency on. So again, that's kind of why me and the other driver have to be in those meetings. Be like, no, you have to be able to at least hands-free the phone, so when the customer calls us, go, oh, hey, yeah, you need to turn here, not here. We need to know that before we blow past it or turn down the wrong road. Because I think some people forget that, truck and a trailer, you can't just pull in a parking lot and just turn around. If I got a pilot car with me, I really kind of have to stick to the roads, only the roads to get me there in the shortest distance, or that the truck will actually fit down. I can't, it's not like a pickup truck or a car. I can't just whip in anywhere, but total length of almost 100 feet long sometimes, and nearly 14 foot wide. You just can't turn that around anywhere. So again, being able to answer the phone hands-free, all the trucks now, the radios have Bluetooth built in, so you can pair your phone up to the radio. And in my truck, has a high enough interior package that I have buttons on the steering wheel. So if my phone is paired to the truck's Bluetooth, I don't have to even take my hands off the wheel to answer the phone, and just hit a green button to answer it or a red button to ignore it. Which is super nice. I haven't messed with it because speakerphone's loud enough. I don't need it to come through the truck speakers. Well, we're at the port, so let's see what we got here. We have forklifts, boom lift, bigger boom lift, cotton harvester we just hauled. That's kind of funny. Got a crawler tractor. Yeah. Let's go ahead and just find something else. Space container. We're in Tacoma. Let's see, we got a roller. Compactor. Over in Callister, Oklahoma. That's a hell of a haul. That's $72 a mile. Oh yeah, we're sorting by price again. So $155,000 for that trip. That's a little long for hangout run. That's a lot of money though. We're at 50,162,000. So we're all right on cash. We don't have to take the highest paid loads now. Go down to San Diego, which place. Wrong button. I haven't been to Carlsbad. Actually, California is the only state I haven't hit all the cities yet in. Just because, well, California. So we'll have to beet harvester over at Idaho Falls. Large storage tank to New Mexico. Boom lift, another tank, another cotton harvester, not all in a bucket. A lot of harvesters. Short little run to Vancouver. Let's see. What are we gonna haul? Let's run the boom lift down to Coos Bay, Oregon. At a tidy $142 a mile. Now we just got to get out of the damn port. So it'll be interesting to see what their takes are on it. They said I don't think any of the execs have ever driven truck. I think they've all pretty much been store managers or salesmen. I don't know everybody in the company's background, so maybe one of them has done some driving in the past. But I'd imagine that'll kind of be where most of the headbutting is. What we're going to allow, what we're not going to allow. Are we at the port? And well, that's aggravating. Why couldn't you just loaded us up where we were at, buddy? And we even had to drive past where we were getting loaded. Well, that's a little aggravating. Guessing that's probably a lane for fire. We'll just drive in circles, it's alright. Now you give it to me, please. Jeez, game. So we have way too much trailer for that boom lift. We could do it on the tandem axle. That setup just looks good. Truck, trailer, paint matched. The black wheels, most of the chrome blacked out. It just looks really good. So, I think where we're going to run into the most problems is probably with the safety guys. For obvious reasons. I mean, their job is to make sure we're as absolutely safe as possible. But at the same time, we also need to be as efficient as possible. And stopping places where there's no place to pull over and talk on the phone is neither safe nor efficient. If I'm have a scheduled time to meet the contractor at, or my pilot car someplace, I kind of need to be able to get in touch with them if something comes up right then and there, not when I can safely pull over. Like, there's no place here to pull over. I mean, I can't really pull into this guy's warehouse, block access to his thing to talk on the phone. Well, that was nice of you. I don't want to sit here all day though. Come on, car. Figure out what you're doing. Hey, you got it. Look at that. Because actually, I think company policy, we're not even supposed to use the CB radios. Which, again, that's a policy I'm going to ignore because I have to use it for my job. I have to have communications with my pilot car. And if you run across somebody who's nice and looking out for fellow drivers, somebody has told me that, hey, it looks like this shifted or one of your straps came loose. And, if I'm oversized, I might not see the straps past the widest point. So I appreciate it when people go, hey, you might want to pull over and check that out. I try to do that when I see other drivers out there because I don't want you getting in an accident because your load shifted or straps come loose or chains come loose. Don't want you getting pulled over for something like that either. I want to be one of them drivers that people go, oh yeah. He reaches out, gives a hand. I mean, it doesn't take anything to just hop on the radio and go, hey, westbound flatbed. You got a chain dragging. I've always appreciated it, even if it was nothing. If someone said, hey, you might want to check that, I've always been appreciative and gone, hey, thank you, I will pull over here at this next exit and look at that. So I only think it's courteous to do the same to other drivers. Because again, man, I don't want you tooling down the road and have something fall off your truck, cause an accident. Because you could have something fall off the truck, cause an accident, kill someone. I mean, you might not notice your inner tire on the trailer blew out. You got a long enough trailer or a loud enough engine, jam into your tunes a little on the loud side. At highway speeds, you might not hear that trailer tire go. So, just a quick, hey, it looks like you blew a tire, inner tire. I did blow an inner tire and didn't know it. Somebody pointed it out to me. I managed to pull into the tire shop and get it fixed before I got to the scale. Because let me tell you, if I pulled into the scale with a blown tire, that probably would have got me a DOT inspection. And I'd have been at the port a lot longer than I was at just the tire shop getting the tires fixed. But I kind of think a lot of that courtesy has been lost in a lot of fields, not just truck driving. There just doesn't seem to be much professional courtesy at all in anything. I've had drivers come up to me while I was at a fuel island and ask me questions about how long it takes to get somewhere, and I'm more than happy to offer that kind of help. There's a lot of country, and if you're not familiar with some roads, the first time over on a truck could be a little hairy. Directions to a warehouse, if I know where they're going, I'd be, oh yeah, just go over here. Don't go that way. I'm 100% one of them drivers. If you catch me in fuel island and ask me a question about something, I'll take a couple minutes to give you an answer. Whoa, shit, what the fuck was that? I have never had that happen in the game where a vehicle just spawns going the wrong way. Let's see here. We're going to have to do this a little bit different. Because he's going to be stuck there for a bit. So you have to have console enabled to free cam. So we'll come up here. Control F9 it.
So basically what we did is we just spawned the truck on the other side of that truck. And I set the brakes so it wouldn't roll on me. Yeah, that was interesting. Because that's going to be there a while. I gotta also, if you can't do that in your gameplay because you don't have the console enabled or the dev tools enabled, you could also completely exit the game. That'd clear it. I primarily enabled it so I can advance time. I can just set the time to whatever I want. As I don't run with fatigue simulated, so if I'm not concerned about being on time, streaming like this, and it's the middle of the night, I could just advance the time so it's daylight again. And we can drive in the day so we can see the scenery, because it's boring to drive at night. Even in the game. You can't see anything. Oh yeah, we got a drawbridge. That's cool. But I've never understood the just watch people fail mentality some people have. They should know better. I ain't gonna offer to help them. It's like, man, everybody was green at one time. Take a couple minutes. Offer some advice. I mean, of course, the flip side, if someone offers you some advice, don't be rude about it. Thank them for it. Try it. Because I told our new driver that. I was like, I'm not going to be able to train you on everything you're going to run into. It's just not going to happen. I was like, I've been doing this 7 years. And I still occasionally run into things where I go, huh, now what do I do? So I told him, I was like, if you have a question and aren't sure about something, absolutely call me, call Alan, call Craig. He'll probably give you a little shit about it. But at the end of the day, they don't want you to fail. They don't want you to damage the truck. They don't want you to break trusses. So they're going to be able to give you, well, have you tried this and this? No? Okay, try those, call back. Same with me. Well, this and this. Oh, okay, well, try them. Oh, you did try that and that? Well, I would suggest doing this and this. Of course, I also told them, if you get stuck, do not call them until you have tire chains on. Because that is going to be the first word out of anybody's mouth if you call and say you're stuck is, well, do you have your tire chains on? Now, I did have some trusses slide sideways off the trailer on me. It kind of put me in a bit of a pickle, so I couldn't pull out from underneath them without them sliding a lot closer or into a trailer. So I called Alan. I was like, hey, I know you're up here. Are you still up here close by? He's like, yeah, I'm almost to the airport. I was like, turn left at 4th Street, come back up here to Silver Street, because the load shifted on me and I need your help. And he's like, no problem. I said, I'll call Craig and tell him what you're doing. So Just swing around because I need assistance. And I did. Called Craig, who's my direct supervisor. I'm like, hey, load shifted sideways on me. I'm really kind of screwed, but Alan's close by, so he's going to come give me a hand. Because I think what we're going to have to do is tie a strap from the load to his truck and pull the damn thing back on the trailer. Because I can't move without damaging something. And he's like, all right, be safe about it. Let me know if you have any other problems. So Alan showed up. We talked about it a little bit, and then we hooked a strap to his truck, yanked him back on the trailer, and then we left the strap attached to him until I got the rest of the way out from underneath him. That way they wouldn't slide off the side again. So, yeah, I don't. If I was in a residential neighborhood, and even my competitor, one of the other truss plants, if I'd seen their guy was in a jam like that, I'd absolutely walk over and offer to help. Like, hey man, did you get a hold of somebody who can come give you a hand? Or, it's like, I know our bosses are kind of going to throw a fit about it, but can I give you a hand and maybe we can get you out of here without breaking anything or anybody getting hurt? And I think the world as a whole would be a lot better if more people did that. Instead of just whipping out their phone and posting it to TikTok like, look at this dumbass. Maybe put the phone away and just go help. Because again, the way when them trusses slide off the side, man, that gets sketchy in a hurry, and that's a lot of weight to be under or around without somebody else there making sure you're not going to get squished. I mean, I like all my coworkers, and I've had other locations give me a hand. When the T800 caught fire, one of the Pocatello yard guys, man, he had to go 40 minutes out of his way at the end of the day to come pick me up and give me a ride back to the Pocatello yard. And I appreciate the hell out of it, because otherwise I'd have been sitting at that property for probably an hour waiting for somebody else to come get me. If any of them guys are stuck or broke down, I'm absolutely 100% going to stop, give them a hand, because they've all given me hands when I've needed it, so definitely want to return the favor. Just because I want to be that professional. I want to be that guy in the company that people go, oh yeah, he helped me out, or yeah, he told me a funny story while we were waiting for something. He helped me. Or even, oh yeah, that's the truss driver that waves at us all the time as we're going down the road. Because I wave to everybody else in the company when I see a company truck, pickup truck, straight truck. Anybody in one of our company trucks, I wave at them. Highway, in town, 2-lane. If I'm in a yard, if I'm in a different location's yard, I always say hi to people. Because I just kind of want to be that guy. Because if you're friendly all the time, people are a little more likely to give you a hand. So I absolutely do not mind being that guy. The only time I'm not probably gonna stop is on the side of the road. Fortunately, I've heard a few horror stories of, somebody pulling over to help someone that's broke down and they get shot or robbed, both, kidnapped, whatever. And I have enough self-awareness to know that at my size and driving a truck, that if I did stop to help someone, that might make them really nervous and uncomfortable. And it's an unfortunate world that we live in, that's how people would react to, an ogre getting out of a semi-truck. I am self-aware enough to know that, resting bitch face, I might not look like someone you'd necessarily be comfortable with walking up to your car window and offering assistance, because you probably would think axe murderer or whatever. And that just comes with the territory of being over 6 foot tall and over 250 pounds. I'm not happy about it, but I acknowledge that that is a very real possibility of the way people perceive me. Because I do occasionally forget to just have a smile instead of resting bitch face. As in high school, I remember one of my teachers telling my mom that she was actually a little worried about me being in her class until a couple of days went by and she realized, oh, he just looks scary. He isn't scary. He's one of the nicest students I have. So, I mean, if you're on the side of the road broke down, I probably won't stop. However, if I'm cruising down the road and you blow a tire and roll into the ditch, I'm absolutely stopping. So I have actually seen a couple of really bad wrecks, and even though I was on the wrong side of the interstate, I pulled over to a stop and made sure to call 911 at least, to be like, hey, I'm here. This person just drove off the road and endowed their car 3 times, and I didn't run across traffic to check on them because some people on the other side of the interstate had stopped. But I wanted to stop and make sure that call got in as soon as possible, so that person got the help they needed. Yeah, there was a little east of American Falls one time, and I seen some dirt up in front of me. They kind of veered off into the median, overcorrected, and rolled a couple of times. And then another driver I seen hit the wall on a bridge. He hit it hard and then just plowed off the side of the road down into an empty field, or a field. I mean, if you were coming the other way, if you didn't see it happen, you wouldn't even seen that truck was down there. So yeah, I stopped pretty quick on that one, both of those. And I was actually surprised how many people who were in front of me and seen it happen didn't stop. I mean, again, if it's on the other side of the highway, I don't think anybody's going to expect you to pull over and run across 4 lanes of interstate traffic to go help. But pulling off to the side and at least going, hey, send an ambulance, I think that's the thing to do. But yeah, I've never got the whole, well, my trainer treated me like shit, so I'm going to treat everybody I train like shit mentality. I've dealt with that enough. Nah, that's not me. If I'm training you, I'm going to tell you everything I know about it. What works, what doesn't work. because I just don't want my coworkers getting hurt because they didn't know. Or because, I forgot to tell them something. I try to respect everybody I work with, so I try to be respectable to them. But, if you have a problem or need help, I absolutely want you to be comfortable enough with me to come up and say, hey, can you help me with this? Doesn't matter if you're a builder, stacker, saw guy, one of the shaggers, the facilitator trying to find where we hit some lights at. I mean, we're all working to the same goal, so it's silly to not help coworkers out. Are all of those things my job? No. But at the same time, they're the job of coworkers at the company I work for, and if something needs done, might as well pitch in to help get it done, because sometimes I'm waiting for the thing to be built so I can throw it on the truck and take it. And standing around bitching about it doesn't do me any good, doesn't do the guys building it any good. In fact, it probably makes them want to not build it as fast as they could. So if by helping them build it speeds it up just even a minute, that's the way to do it. So that was a bit of a weird ramble. That's kind of what these streams are for. Weird rambles. Or to talk about things. We got some rain in the game. Those black pipes just look so good. If anybody from SCS watches any of my streams, add more black parts to trucks. I would run this paint job with absolutely no chrome on it at all. It would just look incredible. It already looks incredible. But a little less chrome, that'd be a sweet touch. Another 116 miles to go in game, so we'll get this one hauled, and that'll probably be it for the night. I'll have to check on some things and kind of get ready for work in the morning. Tomorrow, I mean. I do have a rainbow. Coast Aquarium. We could have went and checked that out. I do like a good thunderstorm. My dog doesn't, but I do. Alright, lane ends, so I'm sure we'll have some merging issues. Like why we had to come to a stop. I just do not understand that. A little jury to be attached though today, I think. It just looks so weird without those lights lit up on the back of the cab. Quite the fancy bridge for such a low crossing. And now we can't see anything because of course it's dark. Although you can see a little better on your screen than I can. Apparently it doesn't like my green screen. So I apologize for the fuzziness around me. Oh, come on, bus. Killing me. Killing me, Smalls. Killing me. I need to figure out my lighting a little better. Geez, hay. Well, it is hay. Those guys don't really tie their stuff down that great, so. You might think me a bit rude for saying that, but I have dashcam footage of a hay bale just laying in the middle of the road because it wasn't strapped to a trailer right. I've seen plenty of hay bales on the side of the road, in the road, because they weren't strapped on the truck right, or at all. But you guys are killing me. We're making sweet time. We were making such good time. I'm sure this would be a really pretty drive if we changed the time. It's a law. You gotta either run the jake brakes or blow the air horn at it. I'm not gonna rain anymore, and these guys kind of sped up a bit. That's cool. It's also nice of them to finally do the speed limit, maybe. But I am hoping to get some video of the snowplow and the ground hauler built, finished. Then we just gotta wait for it to snow, and there'll be video plowing snow with the snowplow. The follow-up on the truck's transmission swap. Now it's going to be kind of tough to do because I don't really have anything I can throw on my trailer heavy that would, allow me to show you how well the transmission handles towing and things like that. I do know a couple of people with backhoes, but they're all, from the 60s and weigh a squizillion pounds, so you couldn't actually pull them with a pickup truck even if you had a brand new one. I mean, I've ran a 310, and that'd be pushing it for a 1-ton pickup. But I know a guy with like an old 510. That thing's basically an excavator. It's so friggin' huge. And I don't know if the mechanic would let me throw our old Ford tractor on the trailer just to drive around with it on the trailer. It'd be kind of weird to ask, too. Hey, I want to borrow the tractor, but I don't actually want to drive it. I just want to leave it on the trailer and tow it around to make a video. And you'd probably be like, no. I don't know why we had to stop to make a right-hand turn, but AI doing AI things. Well, real people stop to make right-hand turns too. So shouldn't say too much of shade at the AI. Just doing what everybody else does. I don't remember if this fuel station's big enough for us to swing in there and get some fuel or not. But since this is, as soon as we get unloaded, I'm gonna end the stream. I don't think I'll worry about fuel right now. Yeah, we could squeeze in there. Getting out of there would be a bad dance. Hey there, car 45. Coyote? Not sure. Speed limit's only 23 down. You could have turned that a little tighter there, buddy. Thankfully, though, it does look like this next week we're picking up a little bit at work, so that'll make the week go by a little quicker. It's kind of been weird. We've been building constantly, but we haven't been hauling as consistently as we're building. And I don't really know why. You know, we could have just went around the block instead of stop, because we're going to end up with the trailer in the middle of the road. Yeah, we're going to be pretty much blocking everything. Come on, get away from the fence. Yeah, that's the other problem. But we'll just roll up here by this dozer, slide her in the hole. Guess we could turn the Jake brakes off while we're backing up. And here we are. Boom lift. From Tacoma to Coos Bay, we went 385 miles, took us 10 hours, 18 minutes, because that bus and that hay truck were driving so slow. Base reward of the mileage was 27,756. Proficiency bonus added 18,194 to it. Our rank 6 long distance delivery bonus added another 1,300, and our high value cargo added another 8,100. Bringing us up to 55,453 on that haul and 926 XP. But that is a stretched 9,900 with a lot of blacked out parts. The wheels are the shadow wheels from the base game. Of course, the paint job is a DLC. Pardon me. Yeah, I have 13. I have 15 drivers. I was looking at the trailers. 15 drivers. So they're making pretty good. Making me pretty good bank. But like I said, all the mods pretty much you've seen in the game are all available on Steam. Just check them out. The paint job, of course, is a paid DLC, but goes to support a worthy cause. So that's going to do it for me for all of my stuff this weekend. Be sure to subscribe so you can see more content, because there will be a mix of content coming up here now that some parts have showed up and I've kind of figured out how I'm going to wire some things. And we'll catch you in the next video or the next stream.